Siema widzowie, znowu ja. I z racji tego, że używam teraz mikrofonu, to chcę pogadać z wami tak długo, jak to tylko możliwe. Macie jakieś pytania? Walcie nimi śmiało. Ja będę cały czas patrzył na ten czat, więc jeśli zacinam na kamerze, nie szkodzi. Tak to już jest, gdy się mówi wolniej. A gdy poznałem swojego nowego przyjaciela w klasie, jedynego zresztą, to tylko kamera źle mnie uchwytuje. Ja naprawdę bardzo dobrze gadam. I trochę szybciej, bo... Dobra, nieważne. Jeśli kiedy... Co chcecie ode mnie?
Bądź gotowa na codzienne wyzwania z idealnym smartwatchem. Wybierz stylowy design, inteligentne funkcje i bądź w stałym kontakcie. Sprawdź smartwatche Garmin w super cenach na mediaexpert.pl.
to our heroes. The world wasn't. Seriously? Now that the film is out, we can truly say that Dragon Ball Super Broly is a major accomplishment. Both visuals and writing, the fight sequences ranking as the absolute best in all of Dragon Ball, and the story both telling the tragic tale of Broly, as well as contributing a fair amount to the world of Dragon Ball. In this video, we're going to be looking at some of these new pieces of Dragon Ball lore. Vegeta the Fourth. Starting us off is something of a consequential fact, but an interesting one nonetheless. It was a rather well-known fact that Vegeta, his father, and the planet the Saiyans resided on before their destruction all shared the same name. Vegeta was the son of King Vegeta, who ruled over the planet Vegeta. We've known about this naming scheme for quite some time, but in Dragon Ball Super Broly, we learned something new about the Vegeta lineage. In the movie, it was revealed that Prince Vegeta is specifically the fourth Saiyan to be named as such. This tells us a couple of important lore details. For one thing, we now know Vegeta's full official royal title is Prince Vegeta IV. Second, we know that Vegeta and his father weren't the only ones to be named Vegeta. Finally, in knowing that there were two Vegetas before King Vegeta, it tells us more about the history of the Saiyans and planet Vegeta. King Cold's retirement. Frieza was thought to be the head of his empire, but here was someone who was referred to as King, where Frieza was not. This left something in the plot hole that fans have been trying to figure out for years. The question of why King Cold wasn't leading the Galactic Empire when it started. Apparently, the answer was simple. Retired. Dragon Ball Super Broly opened with King Cold arriving on planet Vegeta to introduce the Saiyans to his son. Following this introduction, King Cold announced his retirement from leading the Cold Force, stating that Frieza would now be taking over the Empire. Now that Frieza was in charge, the Empire would become known as the Frieza Force, explaining why King Cold seemed to come out of nowhere upon his introduction. As informative as this moment was for the Dragon Ball lore, it did leave out one key detail: the reason for King Cold's retirement. Perhaps it was because he knew his son was stronger, making him able to lead. Who knows? But for now, we can't be certain what his reasons were. Goku's new move. Goku has gained a lot of new techniques over the years, and it comes as no surprise that he displayed a new might have displayed several new attacks, some that we may have missed with how fast-paced the fights were. But one that definitely stood out was when he stopped Broly in his tracks with some sort of psychic technique. This technique was used by Goku in his Super Saiyan God form, and from what we can gather, it involves using energy to prevent an opponent from moving or attacking for a short period of time. This ranged grappling technique is brand new to the series, and although it doesn't have the same name yet, it tells us that Goku has further learned to use his Super Saiyan God form. Also worth noting is that Broly, after escaping this technique, learned to do it himself, immediately turning it back on Goku, confirming that, like Goku, Broly is capable of quickly learning techniques. Broly's God-surpassing power. Speaking of Broly's power level, it's absolutely massive in the film. In just his base form, he was able to take on Vegeta's Super Saiyan power. And after going into a rage, he gained enough power to go toe-to-toe with a Super Saiyan God. Things got even crazier when Broly went Super Saiyan, eventually ascending into a full-powered Super Saiyan form. It's safe to say Broly's power is crazy if he can beat Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue without even going past his first Super Saiyan form. Broly's display of power throughout the film, as well as a comment from Goku, tells us that the character may very well be He's stronger than a god of destruction, standing near to or on the same level as the likes of Universe 11's Jiren. Vegeta's training goals. For the majority of Dragon Ball Z and even Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta's goals and motivations have almost always centered around surpassing Goku. After his initial defeat at the hands of the low-class Kakarot, Vegeta swore that he would get stronger, sparking a rivalry that was driven by Vegeta's desire to essentially have a Vegeta Spark, the Yogi and Goku's abilities. And it's Vegeta, Nappa, and two of the student Saiyans. Though these two were never given names, it's interesting to the events of the Saiyan from time. First, the scene we get a function of planets about the Turtle was S'more and his friends returned, a Dragon Ball OVA that was never dubbed in English. Turtle was more or less the center of the OVA plot. Aside from this animated special, the character has never made another appearance in the franchise. Because of this, fans were unclear if he was actually canon, a question that was made even more unclear by the fact, however, this scene in Dragon Ball Super Vegeta's mention of Dragon Ball this idea that also Robert of Clash of Energy, Goku and Broly are trans fulfillments yet to be explained, and Vegeta utters a confused if we take a leap of faith and assume it's connected to the universal shockwaves of Goku and Beerus' fight, then it tells us something interesting about the world of Dragon Ball. If our theory is correct, then too much power clashing together can rip apart the universe, specifically in the form of two god-level combatants battling each other with everything they've got. We saw the possibility of it happening in the Beerus saga, and one that is part theory, part fact, but it's still worth exploring. In the original Broly movie, Fergus created a necklace device to control Broly's bloodthirsty personality, calming him down so his sadistic nature didn't come out. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, this idea was changed around a bit. Instead of Broly being sadistic in nature, his power sometimes makes him lose control. And when that happens, Fergus uses a remote to shock Broly into submission via a collar around his neck. The change from a personality and power dampener to a simple shock collar tells us something interesting about Saiyans. They may have a weakness to electricity. Normally, Saiyans are depicted as being largely immune to all kinds of attacks, hazards, and extreme environments. Heck, Goku and Broly fight in a magma pit, come out of... It's pretty VR for
jeszcze nie?
No niech nie powiedział, że wyszedł z koty przed chwileczką.
Ha! Nie słyszałem członka.
Jezus Maria, powiedział, że doręczone. Czekaj chwilę. Sprawdź, czy jeszcze nie ma pasowego.
Nie, już. Nie. A, nie ma, jest poszedł.
Ola odebrała. A. Przepraszam za to. Ale zakładam, że tak jestem sam na YouTube. W sensie na kanale swoim.
Zdradzić ci sekret, jak zaoszczędzić pieniądze robiąc zakupy w internecie? Wystarczy, że pobierzesz wtyczkę alarma. Dzięki.
Lady mutant with 3 pigtails on her head, who escaped from Chernobyl. Kim stuck in the textures of the roof, long fingers like an alien, and mistaken the transformation in a blank note with a declaration of love are just some of the glitches from this video that I noticed in the last 4 seasons of Miraculous Ladybug. It's just awful. Subscribe before starting and turn on the bell. Despite the fact that the new episodes of the 4th season belong to the BAAACK story, the animation of the new episodes is done by different offices. This is necessary in order to speed up the release of new episodes and save money in some cases. If SAMG is considered the best animation studio, where you can gasp from their graphics, then others are not bad at hacking like that. In addition to disgusting textures, they allow for very few problems. After leaving the set of Lucky Charm, they accidentally forgot to remove more details, leaving them along with show how she has 3 ponytails on her head, and perhaps there is a 4th one, which is hidden from view, since it is on the other side. I already thought our ladybug escaped from Chernobyl as if, still missing a Ferris wheel in the back, and a couple of hands on the back, just a nightmare. The most remarkable thing is that in the following frames, everything is already in order. Now get ready for the funniest part, for in truth, it looks very funny. Episode ephemeral, even in the first minutes, managed to do a trick with blunders, when poor Kim did not run with the rest of the team, but they're in the corner. It's not so scary, but the scene with Adrian and Hawkmoth turned out to be very mystical. After the son gave the ring to Dad, he is holding the phone in his left hand, and in the next frame, already in his right, it looks like he has another hand, or what? Otherwise, he would defy Knightley and written something in a letter when he was sitting in class. When Adrian knew the identity of Ladybug, he gives Marinette a note with a declaration of love, lamenting which the girl almost fell off her chair. I didn't even know that an empty note is so romantic. In the next frame, when she looks at Adrian, it is clearly seen that there is nothing on the piece of paper. Probably, only from the fact that Adrian gave her a leaf, the girl is already losing her mind. And when the new superhero Vesperia first appeared in the Green Banana, everyone was so into her that they didn't see a serious flaw in her design. No sooner had she really appeared, as the animator screwed up again. As soon as Zoya arrives to save the cat from the Centimonster, she activates her superpower, Venom, in order to paralyze the monster. Take a close look at the colors of Venom and understand what's wrong. In the frame, it is colored yellow with black stripes around it, when in other frames it is the other way around. On all other moments with Vesperia, Venom has black as the main color and yellow stripes around it. Of course, the blunder is not as rude as with Ladybug's ponytails, but still, it is there. Another interesting moment, proving that the creators of the same Mega Leech episode are clearly not the most attentive guys, is the moment when Ladybug handed over the at first glance, you won't notice anything, as it's not exactly a glitch. If you watch other series, when Ladybug was handing out talismans, a certain glow glows from her yo-yo, which is noticeable in the form of rays of light and brilliance. In the same episode, the yo-yo only burns with white light, and there is no magic. Looks like your toy has run out of Ladybug batteries, but that's nothing compared to the transformation wonder of the multiverse. Mylene touches her nose, the mask appears on her face, and then her hair turns pink. Look again, where during the appearance of the mask, her hair is already pink, and right after that, she is shown in profile, where the scarf on her head and blonde hair are clearly visible. How can this be? I always thought that creating a transformation animation is always done perfect in detail. Even here they managed to stick jams. But perhaps the most disgusting series in terms of the number of blunders is Giltron. For example, the moment where the ponytails came off Ladybug, Pagello looks like a nightmare from a horror game, and Cat Noir's chest looks like Schwarzenegger's. I noticed a couple more horrors. When Ladybug handed Rose a talisman, look at her thumb. He is really big. It is so long that the middle finger just rests, but then it gets even sadder. More precisely, this shot was before Pagello, but it scares me. Ladybug, being in weightlessness, straightened her chest forward, and it felt like there was a catch in her stomach, and all the organs went into the chest. The exact same jam was in the Senti bubbler, but it looked even scarier. Right, what is the best blunder? And what else have you noticed in the series? Subscribe and turn on the bell.
Mateusz, jak ja zasunę to dzień, bo ta do spania koszulka mi się pobrudziła, a
Olu!
ja
Olu! Czy mama ci nie tłumaczyła tego? Olu! Czy mama ci tego nie tłumaczyła? Pytam się.
Coco cries because he can't use Ultra Instinct anymore. Power's technique. We saw what happened to Goku's body in the Tournament of Power after abusing this technique. And now he is in search of perfect ultimate Tournament of Power. He will never be able to yesterday. Like, so you don't. And how would you master them in the book itself? The enormous said that for him to reach this level, it is necessary for him to discover what kind of person he really is. This step has already been taken. Goku discovered who he really is. After listening to the Bardock counterpart, he discovered that he must be motivated only by his own strength and not by the enemy's strength. So Goku was motivated by the enemy's strength. The stronger the opponent, the happier has then they don't focus on the enemy's strength and it makes the facts necessary. Because he's not on an end, because he
During the Tournament of Power, Goku showed that when put under extreme pressure, he accessed the power of the in the anime, this power is pretty much confirmed through the season. The gods of destruction themselves don't worry about manga scaling for Ultra Instinct Goku, since this story will be following the anime continuity. While Beerus was relieved that his universe won the Tournament of Power, and even pleased Zen his mind level of Beerus himself, and the fusion aesthetic was a full and understanding of Ultra Instinct. If Beerus himself
Dragon Ball is no stranger to major character changes. From time skips to character arcs and even retcons, the franchise has seen some crazy shifts. In fact, it's practically a signature of the series to change characters from time to time. It's because of this that we decided to look at some of the craziest character changes in all of Dragon Ball. And we looked at complete personality rewrites and everything in between. Without further ado, let's get started. Starting off, we have one of the most famous examples of a character changing in Dragon Ball, Vegeta. What was the drastic sudden shift? Vegeta's growth over time stands as one of the best character arcs in all of anime, as well as an example of Dragon Ball letting a character change. As we all know, Vegeta started out as a pretty irredeemable villain, but as time went on, his desire to push down others for power, take over planets, and destroy all challengers slowly faded. Sure, it was because he was more focused on surpassing Goku, but this eventually evolved into Vegeta moving past his evil ways and becoming a hero of Earth. That Vegeta wasn't a sudden character shift, but that's the beauty of it. Vegeta learned to grow over time. A shining example of what makes Dragon Ball great, the fact that it's not afraid to change its characters drastically, be it suddenly or over time. Though, he did backslide a bit in the new saga, but everybody got wished back to life, so that's fine. Next up, we have the most recent instance of a character being completely changed in the Dragon Ball franchise, Broly. This retcon came courtesy of Dragon Ball Super Broly, which revamped, edited, and improved the character by bringing the story and personality from the original, somewhat poorly received film series. Broly was totally changed, getting rebooted from a poorly written character just meant to provide a challenge to Goku friends into a character full of tragedy and sympathy. He was left with potential as a good guy by the end of the film, something the original version of Broly could not claim, and something we're excited to see unfold. When Yamcha first appeared in Dragon Ball, he was something of a joke. However, since early Dragon Ball was all about comedy, pretty much everyone was a source of comic relief. Under Yamcha's comedic exterior, he was actually a pretty nefarious, dangerous person, a desert bandit who was after the Dragon Balls for his own selfish desires. As the series moved on to focus on martial arts action and Yamcha became a good guy, he was actually a pretty serious character, but he showed a lot of potential and power as a warrior. In fact, even in Dragon Ball Z, when his infamous death occurred, Yamcha gave it his all, proving himself against the Cybermen before it hit him with a kamikaze sucker punch. Yamcha wasn't that much of a joke before his death, but fast forward to Dragon Ball Super, and the franchise has fully leaned into the main version of Yamcha. He was a weak, pathetic joke. Just look at his apartment. It's pretty sad looking. The best example of Yamcha's character being changed to a joke, however, is the baseball episode of Dragon Ball Super, which recreated Yamcha's Cyberman death, but premiere of Dragon Ball Super, teasers were released showing off the character's new look for the series. By the time this new duds, Trunks' hair was now blue. A curious change that both has an interesting story behind it and also marks one of the many instances of Dragon Ball completely changing its characters. As for the reason why future Trunks' hair was changed to blue, it's kind of a weird story. You see, in the original Dragon Ball manga, Bulma was meant to have purple hair, but when the anime premiered, she had blue hair. So when Trunks was introduced, his hair was corrected to the original manga colors. However, when Dragon Ball Super came around, it seemed like they wanted everything to match up. So they gave future Trunks the same hair color as Bulma in the anime. However, Kid Trunks was left with purple hair for some reason. When we were first introduced to Goku, he was just some super strong kid with a monkey tail. Although he was weird, we had no reason to believe that his crazy strength, monkey tail, and giant ape transformation were signs that he was an alien. However, all that changed when the character was completely changed by Dragon Ball Z. Specifically, at the beginning of the Saiyans, Goku by revealing that he was an alien, connecting his tail, transformation, and strength as parts of his alien biology. Goku was completely changed as a character when he learned that he was an alien. A change that ended up making the series much more interesting by taking it to a new, insane level. The reveal that Goku was an alien changed that character from just a weird kid and powerful warrior to a Saiyan, the strongest warrior in the universe. We also learned that a bump on the head changed Goku's personality, bringing him to the Saiyan instinct and stopping him from conquering the planet, which was what he was originally sent to do. Like Vegeta, Bulma went through a slow evolution throughout the Dragon Ball franchise. When we first met Bulma, she was something of a spoiled princess, a privileged but brilliant heiress to the Capsule Corp fortune. Due to what we can only assume was a total lack of hardships growing up, Bulma was very much a prima donna throughout most of Dragon Ball. But towards the end of the series, Dragon Ball Z became less absurd and direct, throwing less answers and acting a bit less entitled. In fact, Dragon Ball Z seemed to make a point of treating Bulma more as a brilliant scientist than a erratic form of comic base, since she was seen modifying, building, or reverse engineering a bunch of technology throughout the series. As Dragon Ball Z continued, Bulma became more mature, eventually becoming a mother and leaving her younger personality even more in the past. All that said, Bulma isn't a pushover. She still has that fiery personality that pushes her to punch and yell at gods of destruction. Over the course of Dragon Ball, Bulma's fighting personality evolved into that of a strong, brilliant, as the most common way in which Dragon Ball chooses its characters is through a time skip. Specifically, the series isn't afraid to be characters after some time. Most notably, example.
sukience daj. Ładnie?
Tak.
Dobrze?
Bardzo ładnie.
Nie wygrubia mnie? Nie pogrubia nic?
No nie.
Wyszczupla tutaj nawet trochę, nie? Lepiej niż tej kolorowe kwiatki. Fajne. Podoba mi się. Bo była jeszcze taka sama pomarańczowa, ale pomarańczową była mi się wziąć. To wziąłem sobie czarną. Zjadłeś, synu, coś? Jedz sobie, synu, cokolwiek. Zaraz, powiedzam. Jest okej. Co szukasz, synu, sobie? Na patelni weź sobie także. Taki sezon. Światło zgaś w pokoju. Po co ci się pali światło w pokoju bez sensu? Muszę się mać. Zszyte. Kurwa, to zszyte. Nie? Nie wyginaj, to ma być na prosto właśnie. Bez wyginania. Co, powoli? Chodźmy dalej trochę herbaty, co to szkoda? Aha. Mhm.
Mamo,
Co, mamo?
tutaj będzie Mateusz?
Tak, bo będzie jeszcze je robił sobie jedzenie. Też chcesz chyba smażoną? Hmm? Czy też chcesz kiełbaskę smażoną? Czy chlebek na serki?
To już mi
A dlaczego nie zapaść?
Osty. Osty. Patrz. Osty. Osty. Nikła.
No wiem, że ci go zabrać.
I... Ale słodko wiśnieniła. Ale pyszka.
No zaraz sobie napiszę tam też. Dokładnie napisałam to godzinę.
Jaki dzisiaj mamy?
Nawet tu spokój. Co ty chcesz zjeść?
A dlaczego nie ma tych kwiatów?
Bo już przekwitły.
A jakieś kwiatki te są teraz?
Nie będzie tam na razie.
Ale kiedyś kupił?
Aha. W przyszłym roku. Już podrywam, nie wiem.
Ale?
Tak.
Dzisiaj?
Ranek spał.
Teraz?
Ranek spał. Nie. 10 razy nie czekam tego dnia. Zostaw to. I teraz daj sami sobie zaraz. Nie, proszę, bo połączę sami się. Wiesz, która to jest to pokoju. Nie tak to patrzę. Nie tak to patrzę. Nie to patrzę. Nie bój sobie, co chcesz. Tu masz te buty, taki, taki. Dobra, cicho. Gdzieś. Masz pilota małpo? No. Papiery nawet położę, to nie to są, to trzeba ogarnąć, okej?
There's a lot of water for ancient Goku. They changed the end of such a Goku isn't the only instance where character changed by a time skip. Other examples include Krillin, the Down Go 10 Trunks in the series Pokemon, and of course Gohan's many different from his original appearance to his animal to his look during the Cell games and his teenage design passes. And back it's more or less just to let Trunks and Goten get any older. After the Piccolo Trooper saga, Goku and his friends let Trunks and Goten get any older. That's super powerful fighters. Someone as weak as Mr. Satan become the reigning champ. Because of this, Mr. Satan developed quite an ego. The ego that made him believe he was the strongest fighter on the planet. The pinnacle of Mr. Satan's adventure. On top of rebooting the road after the ending, the story was streamlined and cut down, and his personality father felt introduced part. Sure.
Goku cries because he can't.
I have a new goal. An ultimate form that no Saiyan has achieved before. I'm gonna pursue this form by going down a different path. You're as twisted inside as your brother. Full of hatred. I can't let you take your unhappiness out on other people anymore. There's nothing to worry about, Kakarot. This Majin Buu has been revealed as a weakling. Hey, that's not fair. What were you doing? Spying on us? Thought you'd never see me again, didn't you? Well, too bad. I'm alive.
No.
Już po babcie. Babcia odwołała.
A,
No. Powiedziała, że źle się czuje i ma mnie przychodzić. A to im lepiej ja się odpocznę trochę sobie, prawda? Się muszę